Hey guys, we are with the wonderful
Hi.
Kaylin, and right now we're in Indianapolis, for Grand Nats. So let's go share the gospel with people. Okay, we're with Aiden today, and he's going to be answering some questions. So far, we'll just do band stuff. So, how was your run this morning?
It went extremely great.
That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Are you excited to hear what our scores are?
Yes.
Okay. So now on to the real interview. What is your opinion on the afterlife?
Well, we won't know till we get there.
But like, but do you think there's like a heaven or hell or anything like that, or like nothing? Nothing? Heaven? Okay, so heaven. So where do you think you're headed?
I've been a believer of God since I was 5. I've been a believer since I was 5, so
So just based on that, you think you're going to heaven? So like, what do you mean believer in God? Can you specify that for me?
I believe that Jesus died on the cross and rose 3 days later, back when I was 5, and been on and off with it, but doing my best.
So like on a scale to 1 to 10, how sure are you that you're going to heaven?
Probably an 8.
An 8? Shouldn't it be a 10? That's like you're on a plane and like you're about to jump off with a parachute, and like the flight attendant's like, "Oh, by the way, that's you only have an 80% chance that it's gonna open." Like, wouldn't you want to be like 100% sure?
Probably, but there's moments. There's moments where you don't exactly know.
Yeah.
Like, there's moments where you're like, is he really there? Like, sometimes we just have our doubts.
Okay. Would you consider yourself a good person?
For the most part.
Have you ever like how many lies have you told?
That's a good question.
So more than one. So that makes you like if you told lies, what does that make you?
Sinner.
Yes. More specifically though.
Liar.
A liar. Okay. Have you ever stolen anything before? Like even like super small, even if you were like a little kid.
Yes.
So what does that make you? Yeah, a thief. Yeah, same thing, same thing. Um, have you ever like blasphemed God's name before? Like say like OMG,
Yes.
like in the Old Testament, like Jews they took the name of God so seriously, like they wouldn't even write down his name. Do you love your mom?
Yes.
Yes. Would you use her name as a cuss word?
No.
No. But you take like a lot of times people take the name of God and they use that as a cuss word. And so like I'm not trying to judge you, but that's like 3 of the 10 commandments. And then like even according to that, they see a lying, thieving, blasphemer, and like you're gonna face God on Judgment Day. And so like wouldn't you want to know like 100% like is God gonna judge you in hell or like are you gonna go to heaven? Like wouldn't you want to know?
Yes.
Sure. So like because you told me you're a believer in God, right? Um, and you said you've heard of Jesus on the cross. Can you explain to me like what that meant, Jesus on the cross?
It could show that it showed to us that he died for everyone so we could all go to heaven with Jesus.
Yeah, I think you're pretty much on point. Like the reason Jesus is on the cross is because he took the sins that we deserve, the debt. Like he said, he broke the commandments, like because we deserve hell, because God's just and holy. Like a good judge, he looks upon sinners. Well, no, like a judge, like on earth, he just like a good court system. Like if someone who broke the law came up in front of him, they would get a fine or punished because of their debt. And how much more just is God than someone in the court system? So very cool. And so, like on the cross, Jesus took what we deserved because justice has to be served, and so the punishment went on him, not us. And so, like, why don't you think 100% that you're going to heaven?
It's just there's some things I've done wrong that it's like, don't, and had my doubts. And there was a point where about 8 years was in and out of church basically.
Yeah. And so, like, when we talked about Jesus on the cross, do you know what one of his last words was? "It is finished." Do you know what that means?
It is finished with the devil and with him being over controlling where we cannot go to heaven.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you almost got it. Like it was finished. Like it means our sin debt was paid in full. So like if you're truly if you so like all the sins, like you're saying like you really don't know for sure just based on stuff in your life. If you truly are born again and have Jesus, like your sin debt is paid in full. It's not based on your works or what you do. It's based on Jesus alone. And so, because you said you told me you became a Christian when you were 5, right? So, like in your life, have you noticed like a desire for righteousness and a love for God, and you want to follow God? You can tell there's a difference in your life.
For the most part, yes.
For the most part. Okay. So, have you ever like explained the gospel to anyone or shared it with anyone before?
I have a bit, but not as much.
So like one like really important thing when sharing the gospel is just making them people aware of like sin. Like what I just walked through with you, it's just like I went through the 10 Commandments. It's really important when sharing the gospel that they know their need for Christ, and not like because a lot of people they confuse like a big thing in America is like, oh, Jesus loves you, but people are headed to hell, and sometimes that's not appropriate to say. It can be a confusing message, you know. And so just make sure you come across with love and then get into the love of Christ he has for us. So thank you so much for a great conversation, Aiden. I appreciate it.